He swings around and comes in contact with a ball return. So if you hear a whack every once in a while, that's his foot.
Just missing on the spare.
Pair of tens, 2-pin advantage for Paul Berger early. Jackie Quinn's fan club here trying to get him riled up. Doesn't get too riled until he gets like 40 pins behind. Well, spare leave here. The 2, 4, and 8. Piece of wood right out in front. Five and 9 for Jack, trying to make it 2 spares in a row. And he does just that.
Well, Jack trying to avoid what's happened the last couple of weeks where he's fallen behind big early.
If he knows what it is to have a lead, though. Or at least early in the match. Paul Berger trying to corral the 9-pin for his first mark. Nice piece of wood to the left.
Got it. Mark number 1 for Paul. Paul's overall record here on Stars and Strikes is 9 and 5, but that's a little bit deceiving because he has been, as I mentioned earlier, in all 5 tournaments of champions. He has been in every year. Just to give you an idea how tough that is, already this year, Peter Flynn and Joe Ashline have qualified, and for each of those guys, it is their 3rd time. And they're the closest to Paul. No one else other than those 3 guys has qualified more than twice, and Paul Berger's done it all 5 times. I'll tell you more about that record in a minute, but Jack Quinn working on a spare.
6 fill. 1, 2, 7, 8 left for Jack. Oh yes, 3 in a row now. 3 spares.
It's interesting, you look last week, Dan, at those 17 marks that Jack Quinn had. He had 8 in a row to start game 2. And then he had 2 in a row twice, and that was it. No other long strings of marks. Almost cut that one across.
And a 9. 78 now through 6.
Oh, wow. Looked better than that.
Certainly did. 5, 7, 10. Let's see where this wood settles down, though. Might give him a shot.
Of the 5 Tournament of Champions appearances that Paul Berger has made, 3 of those 5 times he's come in as the #1 seed. And he's won it once. That was back in 1990 when he beat Al Cloutier in the final. Paul opened that match with a 175.
He may have a shot at this. He can... Oh, it's too far left.
Almost.
Could see the 5. Had to be a little closer to the 5-pin than that.
Now, Paul's only other loss here on the wins, other than during the Tournament of Champions, was in a regular season doubles match last year. He has never lost a regular season singles match. He is 8-0. And he's got a 9 drop.
You don't have where he was seated each time
I do.
he comes.
Oh, each time in the Tournament of Champions?
No, when he comes on the regular.
I would have, yeah. I would have that. Why is that? I know, I can tell you without even looking that he
has to be high.
number 1 or 2 almost every single time.
So that, again, that 9-5 record is kind of deceiving because he doesn't get a chance to win that many because he comes in as a 1 or 2 seed. He only needs to win 1 or 2 matches.
Oh, Jack moves the 2-pin a lot, but doesn't knock it over.
Give it a pop. That from the crowd. That's a new one. Give it a pop. I guess that means give it a good chance.
Maybe. Nope. $9 for Jack Quinn.
Come on, Jacko, baby. Right back, kid. Right here. Come on. Right spot for 10. What do you say, big guy? Come on. All right, work it.
That was for you, Jack. Come on. All right.
Oh, good effort there. Just the 9 and 10 pins left, but he'll be open two frames in a row. Actually 3, 6th, 7th, and 8th.
10. 97 through 8. See what happened on that. Looked good at the start. That little piece of wood just deadened along the side kick. Well, that's a 5 fill on a mark for Paul Berger.
Strange 5, too. Diamond to the left plus the 10 pin.
Oh, yeah.
That's the problem. 2 in a row.
How about that shot?
That went quick, too. Right on, flush on the 3 pin, 2 pin, I should say, and kicked the 5 into the 10. And sometimes making a tough shot like that is enough to really get you on untracked.
Well, that 7 fill is enough to give Paul the lead in the match. By 1. Well, here's some numbers for you, Dan. This is Jack Quinn's 3rd week in a row, of course, after the 2 outstanding scores that he's thrown. But he has started slowly both times. And depending on what he does here in the final 2, maybe 3 times. There's a spare in the 9th, though. In the first game of the last 2 weeks, that's not counting today, but in the first game of the last 2 weeks, Jack's average is 109. In games 2 and 3, he's averaging 153.
He's going to be a little better than 109 this game.
Nice bid.
In fact, he's at 120 right now.
And it'll be 122. So Paul will need a mark to maintain his lead. And there it is. Strike in the 9th.
First strike of the match, too. Off the ball of Paul Berger. You see that replay. The 1-2 pocket. 9 pins the last one to go. Well, it misses the head pin, but let's see. The 1-4-7. Let's see what else help he's going to have. Yeah, it may not be help. Who knows?
Nope.
117 now through 9.
But Paul will have the lead after game 1. albeit a small one. A 10 in the 10th, a 127, and 5 pins the difference. 1 game in the books. Championship match. Candlepin Stars and Strikes. Paul Berger and Jack Quinn, and we're back in a minute. Well, we hope to give away lots of money before this show is over. We know we're going to be giving away $1,500 to the 2 bowlers, but we'd like to give away even more. And if you have your postcard in our big bin over here, which is bulging to overflowing, then you have a chance to win as well. $170 on the line at the end of the hour in our bonus ball contest. And you can only win if you send in a regular-sized postcard with your name, your full address, and a number from 1 to 10. That, of course, the number that you think will drop on the bonus ball, the number of pins you think will drop. And mail those guesses into Park Place Lanes, Route 28, Windham, New Hampshire, 03087. Now, we do empty the big box, the big bin, the postcard bin, after every win. So, needless to say, we haven't emptied it in quite a while. So, you may want to get some cards in, get a chance to win. Yeah, good luck.
We need a win.
That's right. We want to give some money away.
Yeah.
Today would be a good day to do it because it's championship week.
And now to get us going in the second game, Paul Berger on lane 32. Leading by 5. Wants the 10 pin out of there. That happens. Just the 4.
And the spare. Paul Berger from Hopedale, Massachusetts. Not too far from Worcester. Paul and his wife Paula have 2 sons, Damon and Alex, and Paul is the director of purchasing at Stratus Computer. Which I believe is a fairly new title.
Yes.
And another spare.
2 in a row. This is still early in the match, but remember the scores. The winner of this match will be put into the Tournament of Champions, and the scores are as follows. Joe Ashline 441, Peter Flynn 421, John Potorsky 375, and Mark Gregory 370. 1 through 4.
Of course, that's very important because the higher the score, the fewer matches you have to win in order to win the Tournament of Champions.
The more guaranteed money you
That's right.
will receive.
Jack Quinn's 5th mark of the match, all of them spares. Seven drop. The 1, 7, and 9. This may go. Depends on how that wood sprays around. Nope. Didn't hit the head pin. The 9.
26. Paul Berger already at 27 plus this bonus ball.
Little thin that time.
Oh, got the one I would have been worried about, the 10 pin, but left the 7. Let's see what happens to the 7, or doesn't happen to the 7 pin. One, 2, and 9 this time.
Next weekend, of course, we begin a brand new series here on Stars and Strikes, our last regular singles competition. There's a little backdoor kick for Paul Berger on the spare. Takes out the head pin last. Why not? Sure.